Hello, it's me, and in keeping with the demonstration of showing the various different modifications and higher layer giant puzzles, as well as highlighting different builders, I'm going to go through 6-layer dodecahedron modifications. Actually, these are cube modifications into dodecahedrons. We've got the 6-layer rhombic dodecahedron and the 6-layer hexagonal dipyramid, all of which have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 false sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But truly they are cubes underneath, because you've got this over here, this is one side here. The difference, of course, is one is shape-shifting and the other is not shape-shifting. The rhombic dodecahedron promises an interesting challenge, but non-shape-shifting. This is Ryan Alsop's incredibly well-made, challenging and shape-shifting hexagonal dipyramid. But I'm actually going to do layer by layer, which will be this one. The reason that I'm going to do that is, first off, when you do it layer by layer, there's something really cool about watching a puzzle of a shape-shifted variety, you know, that shape shifts, and watch it slowly emerge layer by layer into the shape that you need. So rather than do it by reduction and then not seeing what the shape is until the very end, there's something pretty cool about watching this carve out the actual shape from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to show you guys that, which will look kind of interesting. This is Ryan Alsop's puzzle. You can see his insignia over here. And I have to say, of the mods that I have, this one is among my favorite to play with. It's the one that I've come back to time and again. There's a little corner over here, and the reason is because of the movement of this puzzle. Now, I believe it's done by a V-cube, but there must have been maybe a pi modification done with it, something that shored it up and smoothed it out, because I gotta tell you, this is one of the most smoothest moving puzzles I've ever had. It's very stable too. It's what I call one of my pocket puzzles, something I can carry around with me. It's stable, I can solve it. I can take it with me wherever I go, but it's also incredibly smooth moving, which means that I can kind of experiment with it. Some of the modifications that I have, honestly, because of how complicated the design is, it's very difficult to move at times. It snags a lot, and I'm willing to tolerate that and put up with that just because of the brilliance of the design and the rarity of the puzzle. But this one is so smooth that it defies description unless you can actually play around with it. So this one is perfectly made for the purposes of doing a layer by layer solve, because you have to be able to move it rather quickly. In any case, I'm demonstrating it as I'm scrambling it here, but like I say, the smoothness of the puzzle is pretty incredible. So just demonstrating it further here. Now, my suggestion, if you have the chance, because of just how much work he puts into these puzzles and how well he puts it together, go to his website, contact him, try out some of his puzzles, especially if you're thinking of collecting. Because I have to say, these are among the more fun ones in my collection. I've got a couple others to demonstrate from him as time goes by, so you can see for yourself. Anyway, I think we have it pretty well scrambled here. And even if it's not completely scrambled, as I'm solving it, it's going to get more scrambled in some areas, believe it or not. So anyway, here it is. So this is a fully scrambled. Now you can see that once it's scrambled, it resembles more of a cube. You'd actually think that, okay, this is a cube shape with a couple of strange shapes over here. It's hard to believe that out of this, somewhere inside here, exists a hexagonal dipyramid, something that's going to come out looking like that. Okay, so we're scrambled pretty well here, so I think we can get started with this. So the first step, I'll just separate this out a little bit more here. Make it look even more jumbled up. And turn this here, why not? Here, here, and here. Okay, so the first step in a solve, which is layer by layer, whether it's layer by layer or reduction or parity free, and I guess what I could do is maybe try a parity-free solve with this one. Well, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get a center. So why don't I start off with, say, blue, a dark blue over here. Now again, I purposely don't memorize what the centers look like, just to kind of enhance the challenge here. But in any case, so here's blue, and I'm just going to start moving things in here. And again, whether I'm doing a layer by layer solve or a reduction solve, it's pretty much the same thing. Now, as I recall, what I'm doing is, as I'm doing one center, I'm also preparing for a pseudo side, a false side, something that has a color that doesn't really turn in that direction. So here's a white, and as I recall, what's going to happen with this is that this is going to come in, and this white over here is going to have a small little white one here, all pointing to a solid color, which is the blue. Then you're going to have another false side coming in this way. So that's how that's going to look. So I think it's going to emerge as I'm doing it. And here's another color over here. So I'm going to see if I can't remember exactly what this is supposed to look like here. Turn. Turn, and I think this should come into here, because what's going to happen is that this blue and red and blue and white are going to kind of come together like this to hone in on a solid blue like that. So that's how that's supposed to be. So what I'll do is I'm just going to fill in another blue over here. I think it's like a solid blue. So I'm going to turn. Is it this one? Nope. Is it this one? No, I think I'm still looking for a solid blue here. Yeah, maybe it's this one over here. So turn, turn, and turn. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this is the side that I'm looking for. The other one is going to have like another small blue, like this one over here. So if I can kind of imagine what that's going to look like, it's actually not going to be this one. Instead, I think, believe it or not, it's going to be this one, because then there's going to be a big white one over here. Maybe I'll just try to find that white one. So the hexagonal dipyramid has a unique shape to the center, which I'm trying to navigate my way around here. So this. I'm seeing if maybe this guy belongs here. Nope. So another solid white one. Maybe this guy. We'll see if this belongs. Turn, turn, and yeah, pretty good. And I'll just move this out. I could just pre-assemble things. And okay. So I like where this is going. So what I'll do is I'll just keep filling in blue ones over here. And it's going to be blue ones that are at the very end, which could be over here. So I'm just going to move this one out and see if I can't continue to assemble things here. Turn. This looks good in here. Now, as I recall, we had two different colors here coming together, pointing to a solid blue. And then we had the other blue with another color here. So it's going to be a blue. It's going to look like this, but it's going to be blue in some other color. Right over here. Looks like maybe a light blue. So let's see if we can't maybe move this in place. And move this up so this joins this. And I just kind of get used to moving things back down. So right now, there's no hint of the shape. Anyway, so this is here. And now we do the next one, and it's going to be this guy. I think this guy's going to come here. These two look like they may be equivalent pieces, but they're really not. Now, if I were to do this in a reductive strategy, the question is, will I get the parity of the centers? Well, the good news with this one is I don't think it matters if it's layer by layer. Anyway, this is going to move into here, so I'm going to have all blues coming down here. So that should be easy enough to find. Looks like these guys will fit. Like so. And another blue one at the bottom. And I'm wondering if it's this red one over here. 1, 2. Okay, let's try that one on for size. So we like this. We also like the fact that this is here, just like this is here. This is going to be pointing in the same direction as the red one that comes up. So we have one more over here. So notice how much easier this was to do in terms of center reduction than the axis cube, and that doesn't have so much to do with the turning, which does play a little bit of a role. It has more to do with the fact that it's easier to visualize these centers because they're all fairly the same plane here. So this is going to appear over here, I think, like this? Yeah, like this. So I got to separate it out from this guy anyway. Here, turn it down. Turn this in like so. And now we're looking for a pure blue one, solid blue one, right over here. Turn this here and move it in. Okay, so what do we think? Does that resemble what the center is supposed to look like? Sure. So now with a layer by layer solve, you can see the order within this. It's the only one that's there. We're going to start putting in edges. So here it's easy enough to see the red edge. So let's just start putting that in. Here's a red edge over here. So I'm going to start putting that in. What I'm looking for is this matches with this. So this red is good over here. How about this? No, that doesn't really fit. This is more of a trapezoidal shaped red. And that's going to be this guy here. Plus you can see the letters. So that kind of gives it away. Turn, turn. Forging out Ryan's name over here. Keep this into here. And then another wedge-shaped red, which I will find somewhere here. Turn it up, turn it here, and in you go. So now that I've done this reduction over here, I'm just going to put it where it's supposed to be. Whoop. Turn and turn. Aha! And I'm just going to put other edges in. I might as well do the white one. It's easy enough to find, easy enough to see. That's going to be this. So once again, these two are properly placed. And I see another white piece over here. So it's got the clicking mechanism that is recognizably V-cube, but it's got a smoothness that is recognizably Ryan. And let's see. White, white, white. Move this in, bump this one that we already got out of the way, move it down, and bingo, abracadabra. And now move this in. Whoop. Gotta place it properly. And turn. Okay, so now this is in. So now we're going to look for a blue one, blue and white, a mixture of the blue and white ones. These are slight skewed shaped sides. And I'm thinking it's a member of these two. Let's just see how that fits. Do we like it? Not so much, mainly because we put it on the wrong side. We like it here. Okay, so let's find the other blue and gray. Silver rather, blue and silver. Move it here, and bang, which coincides with the red. Now I need a red one, but it's going to be shaped like this, but it's not going to be that one. It's going to be something that's sort of like that, like this one over here. So you can see that although the shapes are similar, they're not equivalent pieces, so I'll never confuse them. So I won't get parity with that. So I need the other blue, which could be this one. Is it? Yeah, so right there. So let's move this in. Right over here. So this edge is good. Now I need another blue. The only other edge pieces with blue in them, which is going to be this guy. And we already have this, this, and this. We actually just need this one. So move it out of the way here, move it down, and 1, 2, and lickety split, we've got this, so now we can move it in. And here we go. So now that we have all the edges reduced, to finish this layer, we're going to go ahead and put in corners. I need the little white corner, which is not here. It's probably up here somewhere over here. Do I have the little red corner that I can replace it with? Yeah, right over here. Turn, turn, turn. Is it shaped right? Is it put in correctly? And yeah, I'm going to say it is. Bring this back over here. Now the thing about these little triangular pieces is they don't display equivalency in all rotations. So this is going to be blue, it's going to have white, it's going to have red, and it's going to have what appears to be orange. So I think it's going to be this one actually. Turn, 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 and up we go. So that's good. And I think we got it. Good, 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 and good. However, you can see this one is not rotated correctly because it sort of has a divot in it. So we just have to RD this back into submission. Turn, turn, turn. We'll bring it around here. Turn, turn, and up. So that looks a lot better. So we now have our first side of our hexagonal dipyramid. So you can see that this is order out of the chaos, and we're going to start slowly forging out the shape as we go upwards. Now, being a 6-layer puzzle, I don't have any specific centers. Now, normally that would be a little bit of a cognitive effort on my part, but really we're going to do it based all purely on this part over here. So the way that I do this, I'm going to put edges in first. Now, you don't have to do that for the next layer. And actually, if you just did this next layer, you can probably just do it arbitrarily. But when you do the second one, if you don't do the edges, you're going to mess up a center that you already put in. So I've kind of taken to doing that. For instance, over here, this is already in. And you're going to be able to find that as you tool around here. You're going to likely find at least one that belongs over here. Now, with this next layer, I can probably just keep going. But over here, this edge is going to look something like this. As a matter of fact, this might actually be the edge that goes in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole edge and move it up to here. Turn, 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 turn. The thing about layer by layer solves is you want to make sure that things are smooth enough to turn so you don't get locked up. And that's what this is. So now let's see how this is going to work. I want this to come down. Well, actually, can this find a good home over here? Well, let's find out. So move this down to here. You can see this orange correlates with this purple correlates with this. So we'll do our U, R, UI, RI, U, F, well, something like that. Anyway, so now this is in. So this looks good. Over here, what articulates with this kind of a triangle is going to be a piece that looks like this, only it's going to be white and it's going to be facing the other way. So let's find it. So I'm throwing caution to the wind. There's no set centers here, so I'm free to move this around any way I want. We can see if we can find our said white. And maybe I'm staring right at it, so it's over here actually. So I'm going to move this up so that I can move it where it's supposed to be here. Turn, 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 splat, pow, crunch, and zoom. Okay, so somewhere up here it must lay. And it's over here. So this is going to come down to here. And hopefully find a nice home. Turn, turn, turn. And I like it. So now this is in. We also have this center here. So this is good. This needs to have a blue one that is of the same rough shape as this. Or roughly shaped like that. It might not be rough. And see if we can find the blue. Actually, I think it's probably this blue one over here. So this is going to come down to here. I think that's going to work well. Okay, so let's move this one down. U, R, UIRI, UI, FI, UF. Okay, so all of our edges are in, so now it's just a matter of filling in these centers. So let's see what needs to go where. Well, I've got a blue and a silver. Where do I think that's going to go? Is that really going to go down here? Probably not. So I'm looking for maybe a silver one that belongs over here. And if I don't find it, then I'm going to find something else. It might not belong on the top side here. Ones that are easy enough to find. Here's a red one. So this red one goes down here. So turn, bring that in this plane, move it out, bring it down, move it up, bump it back, turn, bring it back. This is the key maneuver in this parity unburdened strategy. So another red one that comes over here. Now it's going to be easy to visualize because it's probably going to be on the top layer or down over here somewhere. Do I have anything on the top layer that's red? I don't, so I can just move this one up. So move it up. Actually, not that way. How about this way? Turn this, and then just start moving things back down. Turn, turn, and turn. Okay, this can now go to its respective place, which I believe is down here. So it's a very intuitive, very fast solve. If you get kind of tired of the whole reductive process of these large cubes, this is kind of a nice, refreshing break with all that. Turn and... Okay, any other reds that I can make use of? Well, this one I can guarantee belongs probably down here somewhere, but it's mostly going to be oranges, perhaps. Like this one. This one seems to fit, so turn, 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 keeping track of everything that we're doing. And turn. Building it in nicely. Orange has got to be another orange and red. So I'm becoming a little more specific in what needs to be done here. So now these two do have a very specific and special place to go, which you cannot confuse one with the other, because you can tell this one you can see makes a whole lot of sense. Turn, 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 up, across, and in. Okay, this whole thing is done. Now we want this one. So I'm looking for a bunch of purples. Like this one. Turn, 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 up. And I find a lot less effort is spent in finding things or figuring things out for some reason with this. So we like this, we like this. Not another purple and white. And it looks like this one fits the bill perfectly. Turn, 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 and absolutely fantastic, fun stuff. Okay, so now this is in. Now we need some silvers, Well, here's a silver here. Do you like it? Yeah, sure, we'll try it out. Turn, worst comes to worst, we just have to take it out. Turn and down. Yeah, fits nicely, seems to find a nice home over here. Now here's another one that looks just like that, but obviously does not belong in that layer. And this silver doesn't seem to find a place over there either. I think this would find a nice place over here, so let's bump this out of the way. Remember, with every layer that I'm moving, I need to make sure that two layers don't coincide with each other. As long as they don't, then I have perfect freedom to move them any way I want. Turn, turn. So this guy is going to find, well, this guy will find a home here, so it really doesn't find any home where I was. So, nope, a little bit of a miscalculation. It's okay. This probably comes over to here, so we'll move this out of the way. Turn, 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 and this should bring that one up here. And once we have done that, we can see if it actually has a home here. Sure, very nice. Turn out of the way, bring it down. Undo it. Undo what we just did by bringing this back. Turn up. This is about as good a mod as you're going to get in terms of structure. Now this, what comes over to here, it's going to be something like this, but is it actually this one? This seems to have a very nice home over here, so I'm going to go so far as to say it's this one. So let's move this up and out of the way. And down. Now let's see if I was right. Yeah, looks good. Turn, turn, down, up, across, here, and here. Okay, saying goodbye to reduction. That's good over here. I need the other blue, which I think I found down here somewhere. That was the other solid blue here. Maybe it found its way up here. Or maybe not. Here it is. It's got to be in this layer anyway. So, turn, 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 and back down you go. Okay, so what do we got? We've got this over here. Make sure we didn't miss anything up here. And turn, 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 bring it up, turn, turn, and turn. Bring it across. Okay, looking good. Now we need a bunch of silvers. I guess gold. Well, looks more gold. These two look like they would be contenders. Turn, 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 and down. Okay, what did we just do? We brought this one around. So let's bring this guy around. Turn, 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 and up, 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 and turn. Okay, like it. Just need one guy over here, which is going to be at the end. I lay odds it's probably this. So let's bring this guy up, turn, turn, and start bumping things back, and turn. Okay, move this in, turn, 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 and up we go. Okay, so this is in, and this is in. We now have our second layer, which seemed, oh, almost. No, yeah, we got it. So we now have our second layer fairly easily placed, and now we have some fun with the third layer.